everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and I'm here to share my latest journal. I'm calling this one Blue Rose. I've never done a journal, to my remembrance anyway, where the pages were bigger than the cover, but that's how I decided to make this one. This is a little plastic picture frame. It looks like wood, but it's plastic, and I covered the part on the back with a dictionary page on both sides, glued on this little, it was a lapel pin, and I took the pin part off and glued it on here, and then glued this to this little folio, and it is a completely separate piece, but it acts as the cover piece for the actual journal. So I deconstructed some earrings and put here on the back, and just with a little key and some little fake pearls. And then it's got a few little pieces of bling. But let's open it up and see what it looks like. So this is a piece of like twill tape, and I coffee dyed it, and I had a long piece. This is a piece I had left over, and I wanted this to be somewhat feminine and elegant, but also somewhat rustic. So hopefully I got those two things in there good. So anyway, so here is the little folio, and it holds together with this little clip. This is just the end of a necklace that I deconstructed and put it in here, and so you just take that little thing off, and inside here is 4 sheets of paper. It came with I think a calligraphy set that I found, and so it was like the sample paper that just came with it. So there's just 4 sheets, and so that's what's inside there. And this is just a little thing I made. I put lace over a piece of, this is heavy cardstock, and sewed it on in a I don't know, a running stitch. It's not a running stitch, but anyway, whatever the stitch is called. And then on the back, I have several boxes of the piano roll paper, and so this was the end of a box that I tore out and inked up and waxed it also, so it's sealed, and made a belly band on the back with this little tiny piece of music ephemera in here. It's a tight fit because this is very thick. Okay, so that is that part. So that goes about there. And then this is the journal itself. So you can take this completely out if you want, but the way that I have sort of in my mind, just unhook this one, and it's ready to open. So on the inside is a pocket. This is a journaling card from a magazine, not a journaling card, it's a tag made from a magazine image on how to draw certain things. And then I just did like a crisscross pocket so you could actually put something in here if you wanted. And then just some various things throughout, sort of in this medium blue theme. Some lace on that with an old safety pin and a little pearl. This is scrapbook paper that I put some of my vintage stamps on. So some of this is just scrapbook paper that I coffee dyed with a very light coloring, and to give it its vintage look. There's a few pages in here from a book of poetry that I got, and so they're just in here as journaling cards. So let's see if I can get them back in the way I had them. It's the book itself, the cover that is, the cover is 4x6, and the pages, some of them, they're all different sizes, but the longest ones are 7.5, or maybe it's 7, but I think 7.5. and then I think 5 at the widest point. Another thing on some of these, I have some lace and I hand stitched the lace. It's not glued, it's stitched, and so I hand stitched it through here. So let's keep going. This is some semi-transparent paper that I found a pack of, and I left that the way it was. A piece of that dry wax deli paper and some craft paper, and that's the middle of that one. So some of these pages, most of these pages are naked. So there's another poem. And then I just did, this is a pocket that I haven't put anything in yet, and then I had this from something I made a while back and just made a little belly band on the pocket with it. And the back side of that. And so that's the first signature. This has 5 signatures. They're kind of small, but there's 5 of them. This is some journaling cards made from scrapbook paper, and this was a note card of this little girl on the front, and she has a sister back in here somewhere, and so I just put that there, and some more of that magazine image there. And I just put lotion on my hands, but they feel really dry, so I probably ought to have put more on my hands because this paper is like not wanting to cooperate. And then on this part, I just have it, and on the other side, just a little tuck pocket. And here's the back side. On this is heavy craft paper. I glued it on this side to make a pocket, and then it can flip down and be written on. And then there's the end of that. Actually, this is one piece. So on this, I took a piece of dictionary page and created a pocket and glued it to the back page. That's what I did. It's been a few days since I made this. So in here is a couple of tags. This one has just got the little folded piece of scrapbook paper, and this is a piece of a vintage envelope and the postmark and the stamp. And then it is a tight fit. And then I did sort of the same thing here, just made a belly band. So I'll put those back. And so I just made a pocket. And then in the tuck part, this is a piece of that piano roll paper. And then this is the third signature. So we have another piece of a doily. A little pocket with some cards. And on this one, instead of putting the lace, I put this piece of netting here. This is, I want to say this is a Tim Holtz thing, but anyway, it's the tissue, and I put it on the, on top of the sticky back craft paper. And then I made this little thing. This is a decoupage napkin on this side. Just scrapbook paper, a tag here. This is a paper placemat. It helps if I turned it over, you can see it. And so I'm putting this whole thing in here as a journaling card. So yeah, something a little bit different. I'll put that back in later. And so I really need to put more lotion on my hands. Here's an envelope I made. I'm almost through getting all of these used. The journal I'm making now, I've got my last red one. This was my last blue one. I think I've got 2 orange and 2 purple ones left. And So here's the last, I think it's the last one. It might, no, I got one more to go. Okay, so some more journaling cards made from scrapbook paper. The other little girl here. And another tuck spot. Another piece from the magazine. There is another page there, but I'm not going to fight getting it open. Okay, here's the middle of that one. And then another tuck spot there. And then the back of that card, and I did the same thing there. It's a pocket with a flip down. I did the same thing here on the back of this one. So here's a belly band with some vintage stamps, and the same here. And then I don't have anything in that tuck spot. Okay, so here's the last signature. On this one I glued it, put a little piece of fabric here with a bulb pen and a rusty paper clip and just some little bling to hang out the bottom. I made this tag. It's not a tag per se, it's actually it's the whole, or almost a whole piece of sheet music paper. And I probably should go back in and ink these little things. But anyway, so here's another piece of that piano roll paper here. And so that just lives there. And here's another piece of lace. I hand sewed this down through here. This was a greeting card, and I just took it off the front and coffee dyed it, folded it, and it goes in here. The color of the blue was very close. And then a pocket with another stamp and a little tiny thing there. I don't have anything in this yet. And paper and the deli paper. This is a little piece of a dictionary page, and these just flip up as little writing surfaces, but it's also a tuck spot. And the center of the signature. And then here's another greeting card that has this pretty bluebird on it. So that goes here. Let's see if I can get it back in there. It looks like it's flying out that little hole. And another place where I've hand stitched that lace. And then here's the back pocket with another part of that magazine with another like two-part tag. Let's see. This could go in. It'd have to be narrower because this is glued here, but a narrow tag would go in there, or some other card. And then that's it. That is the Blue Rose, or maybe just Blue Rose, not the Blue Rose, but Blue Rose. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed making this. It was just absolutely, I love this layered look. I probably will be doing it again on some future journals. Not the next one I'm doing, but I do want to do this type of journal again. I loved making these layers that can be seen. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you with another journal very soon.